and it concluded that the Secretary of State, quote, has failed to accord the PMOI the due process protections. Those are the protections of the United States Constitution. And it's not only the U.S. Constitution that requires it, but it is also the past decisions of the U.S. Court of Appeals. So one has to ask the question, why would the State Department, with all of its legion of lawyers, refuse to comply with something so elementary that you learn in high school civics? And does this have anything to do with the delay that we have seen? And I think this question is particularly auspicious today as we hear the news of Iran's involvement in this terrible plot to assassinate a foreign ambassador on U.S. soil. We may ask ourselves, is there any connection between all of this? I'm not suggesting that there is, but there is something peculiar when it takes so long for the State Department not only to reach a decision, but also to fail to accord minimal due process. Well, a lot of questions have been raised, and I'm very pleased to now introduce the Honorable Judy Chu. The Congresswoman is the Democratic representative from the state of California. She is a distinguished member of the House Judiciary Committee, where she serves on its subcommittee on crime, terrorism, and homeland security. Congresswoman Chu, please.
Well, good afternoon. Thank you so much for that very warm welcome. And it's so great to see my friends and the most dedicated activists ever, the California Society for Democracy in Iran, back here on Capitol Hill. I was very, very happy to host you, and I'm always impressed by your commitment to the cause. It's because of you that this issue has gotten so far, and I would say it's only a matter of time before we are able to see some kind of victory. And in fact, you have had, of course, a victory in the court's decision, the U.S. Court of Appeals, which did find that PMOI was not awarded due process when the petition to be removed as a terrorist organization was denied by the State Department. But 450 days have passed, and yet we still haven't had the action. And the State Department still has not given a response. Every day of delay means another day where peaceful MEK democratic leaders and activists are at risk. And it's so important that the U.S. uses its influence to protect the advocates who are fighting for democracy so that they can continue to do what they do. And we know that Iran is using this U.S. terrorist designation to attack MEK leaders who are opposed to the rule. As long as MEK is listed as a foreign terrorist organization, thousands of the residents at Camp Ashraf are at risk and subject to brutality. And in fact, I will never forget seeing the video of the last attack that was done, and it was terrifying. So we cannot wait any longer, and we must make sure that those who are fighting for democracy are safe. So it's well past the time to heed the federal court's order and to remove, we must remove Iran's largest opposition group from that terrorist designation. Let's keep up the pressure. Let's make sure that your voices are heard. We will continue until we see this done. So thank you, and I hope you have a very, very wonderful and informative briefing.